Welcome to Big Blend Radio with your hosts, Lisa and Nancy, editors of BigBlendMagazine.com.
Happy April 13th, everybody. We're in 2023. Go figure, Nancy.
Are we?
I think so. It is Happy Make Lunch Count Day. I like this. Because sometimes we skip lunch, sometimes we skip breakfast.
A lot of times we skip lunch.
Yep, it is. But it's all about not skipping lunch. No matter what you eat, just enjoy lunch. And I say, you know what? Make lunch count. Go out with a colleague, a friend, a client. Enjoy that lunch.
My granny used to say, it's your midday break you need to take.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's like, oh, okay, you get that little bit of a boost to keep going through the day.
Exactly. It puts you in a better mood.
Yeah.
You need a little bit of a boost from your food.
So our recipe of the day, okay, and so for new listeners to hear it on the Big Daily Blend, in our show notes we have links to articles, recipes, puzzles, all kinds of good stuff, and most importantly, the music playlist of the day, because we like to pair the music with what's going on. And our recipe of the day is a seafood salad sandwich from Chef Ivan Flowers.
Cool.
5-star chef. And so you can see that link in there. So, get your salad going on. Your seafood salad.
If you enjoy protein and it's got veggies.
Good for. And so when I thought, seafood, what are we going to do for a musical pairing? Well, Jimmy Buffett. Come on.
Because when he sees food, he eats it.
Well, he wrote a song called I Wish Lunch Could Last Forever.
There you are.
That's from his 1989 album, Off to See the Lizard.
Oh my God.
So that's the first track to our music playlist today. Our second track is Peaches from the Presidents of the United States of America, the USA. This is from their 1996 album, and their self-titled debut album that was nominated, and the song was nominated for a Grammy Award for Best Pop Performance by a duo or a group with vocals.
How about that?
Yep. They got a gold certification for shipments over 35,000 units for this album. How about that?
That's cool.
And that was in Australia. It peaked at number 29 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 and number 8 on the Billboard Modern Rock Tracks chart. It really did kick butt everywhere.
That's cool.
I remember when it came out, So Peaches is the second one. And this is why. Because it's also National Peach Cobbler Day.
Oh, yummy.
Yeah, I would like some ice cream with mine, thank you. Vanilla
that sounds
ice cream.
Really good, actually.
Yeah, peaches. There's nothing like good peaches. And talk about, make lunch count. Have dessert.
Yeah, have some peach cobbler.
Yeah.
Cool.
Today is also Scrabble Day.
Oh, boy.
Yes. It is the birthday of the Scrabble inventor. I mean, come on, Scrabble it's like Monopoly,
cool.
The biggest game, right?
It's so
it
good.
Is it's an iconic board game that anyone can play,
and it's so good for your kids. Man.
Yep. And so we actually have 2 songs for Scrabble, believe it or not. But anyway, we've got to give a shout out to the inventor, and I just want to. He's an architect as well.
Wow.
Yeah, he was born.
Scary.
He was born on this day, but his name is Alfred Mosher Butts. Yes, that's Butts. So, I mean, did his name make him want to do Scrabble? I mean, come on.
I don't know, but
that's funny.
Different kind of name.
So, we've got 2 songs. I didn't know we'd have 2 songs for Scrabble, but we do. We have the Scrabble song by Emily Cates, and it's from her album Yuppie Scum that she put out in 1998.
Alrighty.
And then we've got the Scrabble Hustle, features J. Harrison, music by Brett Sullivan, and lyrics by Brett Sullivan and Ryan Cunningham. And the music is performed and produced by Brett Sullivan. And it's from a music podcast, believe it or not.
Okay.
It's a soundtrack from it. So I think that's pretty cool. So anyway, the Scrabble Hustle, it's good.
I like Hustle.
It's not just Scrabble, it's Scrabble. Today is also Celebrate Teen Literature Day. We love that.
Yes.
Getting teens to read, and all the authors out there putting out, middle grade all the way through young adult books. I think they really rock. When I was a kid, there wasn't that many. There was very little to read for teenagers. especially girls.
Well,
you know?
young adult novels are fairly new, actually.
You think?
Yeah.
I think right now when we're looking at how much kids are on phones, I mean, Kindles and stuff are cool for kids to get involved in, and so I'm into that. And it's also International Special Librarians Day. It is really about paying tribute to the unique contributions made by information professionals by promoting their important roles in the global information community. It's those ones that really help you.
Alrighty then.
You know, when you're sitting there doing a project, talk about being a teenager at school, and you're in the middle of a project, and you're like, I don't know what this means. They'll help you.
Oh, yeah. I used to go to the library all the time as a kid on the way home from school.
Yeah.
I used to do my homework in there.
I used to smoke it. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got a song for this. It's called Book Club by Arkells. The Arkells. It's good. It's a good song. Yes. Moving on to department store history. Who would think? Every time we do this show, we're always like, there's some connection somewhere, and it's just weird, but it happens. James C. Penney opened his first store today in Kemmerer, Wyoming. It was back in 1902.
Wyoming.
Very first J.C. Penney. And now I know that they have about 600, I think they said 667 stores across 49 U.S. states and Puerto Rico. They're not doing as well. I mean, they got into malls and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the department store culture is kind of changing and slowing down. Malls, all of that has changed.
I think online sales has changed everything.
But on the same day, in 1852, so 50 years before, is the birth of F.W. Woolworth. And the F.W. Woolworth Company was a retail store, one of the pioneers of the five and dime store.
Exactly.
It was among the most successful American and international five and dime businesses. Really, I mean, even in South Africa, I think Woolworths is still going in South Africa.
I know my granny used to say she got to go to the five and dime. She never really said Woolworths. She only just said the five and dime.
Didn't Woolworths have like soda fountains like pharmacies did back in the day?
Yeah, they had a counter and you could sit up there and have like a root beer float.
Well, I wouldn't mind one of those.
Yep.
I know. It's still morning here, so, but why not? Why don't I have breakfast for lunch? Ooh. Or lunch for breakfast, I should say.
As long as you have them.
Hey. So, of course, I had to look for a song for department stores, so I came up with Bare Naked Ladies and their song Shopping. Okay. So that's on the music Hey, listen, the music playlist today goes everywhere. The next song on the music playlist is The Sundance Kid, the theme from the Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid movie, written by the amazing Burt Bacharach. Because today happens to be the birth anniversary of Butch Cassidy the Outlaw. Think about it, Woolworths and Butch Cassidy on the same day.
Ooh, I wonder if
different
he ever
years.
robbed a Woolworth.
I know, right? He was born as Robert Leroy Parker, better known as Butch Cassidy. He was an American train and bank robber and the leader of the gang of criminals known as the Wild Bunch in the Old West. He was born on April 13, 1866 in Beaver, Utah. And I know we've been through Beaver, Utah. But he died on November 7th, got killed in 1908 in Bolivia. Also talking about some outlaw history, we've got James Borman, Fred Hunter, Harold Brest, and Floyd G. Hamilton tried to escape Alcatraz on this day, very famously in 1943. Yeah, you go, dudes.
Oh, Lisa.
Well, I mean, come on.
I don't think you're supposed to cheer for the criminals.
Some other history. Guy Fawkes was born on this day.
Oh.
The English Catholic conspirator who tried to, remember the 5th of November. He was born on this day in 1570. And, when we see the anonymous mask, it comes from Guy Fawkes.
Yep.
Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, was born on this day, 1743. Some people still celebrate this as Thomas Jefferson Day. Oh, that's a complicated thing. And then also today is the Jefferson Memorial because of his, birth anniversary. It was dedicated in D.C., Washington, D.C. It was actually done on his 200th anniversary of his birth in 1943. So isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
How things happen,
Yep.
So on the same day, the Jefferson Memorial, same day, same year, April 13th, 1943, these dudes try to bail Alcatraz, and they're dedicating the Jefferson Memorial. Like, things are happening in
Maybe
either
they
side of
want
the
to come
country.
see it.
Yeah, who knows? 1997, Tiger Woods became the youngest golfer to win the Masters tournament. And other news in sports, Dan Gurney, the race car driver and team owner, was born in 1931 on this day. Now we're ready for the arts?
Mm-hmm.
On this day in 1870, the Metropolitan Museum of Art was founded.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was that, far back. It's not that far back, but it is. On this day in 1963, Sidney Poitier became the very first African-American male to win the Best Actor award for his role in Lilies of the Field.
Oh, and well-deserved.
Yes. Okay, Pierre Molinier, the painter and photographer, was born on this day in 1900. He was quite controversial.
Why?
They did all kinds of interesting, weird paintings.
Yeah.
That people went,
It reminded you of body parts, and you weren't supposed to say it.
Yep. Hello.
Hello.
Howard Keel, the actor, singer, and president of the Screen Actors Guild, was born on this day in 1919. Don Adams, the actor and comedian, was born in 1923. Now, yesterday we were talking about Sesame Street and Stevie Wonder performing Superstition on there.
That's funny.
Well, the co-creator, John Stone, was born on this day in 1931, the co-creator of Sesame Street. Lyle Waggoner, the actor, was born in 1935. Remember Edward Fox? He was born on this day in 1937. Paul Sorvino, the actor, was born on this day in 1939. And the composer, Bill Conti, was born on this day in 1942. And of course, we know his music, The Big Chill, The Right Stuff, The Karate Kid, all of its sequels he did the music for. And of course, Rocky. Yep. Gonna Fly Now is this theme from Rocky, and of course that is on the playlist today.
Cool.
And more history of the arts. Tony Dow, the actor, was born on this day in 1945. Max Weinberg, the drummer. He was wasn't he the drummer for Jay Leno's show?
Yes.
And also Bruce Springsteen was born on this day in 1951.
Cool.
Rick Schroeder, the actor, was born in 1970. And then getting to our next bit of music, Time Has Come Today is off of the album 1967 album The Time Has Come, and that's by the Chambers Brothers. I love this band, and this came out. Lester Chambers, one of the Chambers Brothers, was born on this day in 1940 in Mississippi. So happy birthday. 1945, Lowell George of Little Feat was born in Hollywood, California, just down the road from you, Nancy.
Cool.
So, of course, we've got one of their songs, Little Feat, on the playlist today. We've got Cajun Girl from the Let It Roll album. Very makes sense, right? And that's from their Let It Roll album of 1988. So more music births today.
Wow.
1944 sees the birth of Brian Pendleton, the rhythm guitarist for The Pretty Things. He was born in Wolverhampton, England. 1944 as well as bass guitarist Jack Cassidy of the Jefferson Airplane, Jefferson Starship, and Hot Tuna. He was born in Washington, D.C. In 1934, R&B vocalist Horace Key of the Tams. He was born in Atlanta, Georgia. 1913, the Western swing fiddler Pappy Wade Ray was born in Evansville, Indiana.
Okay.
In 1906, we see the saxophonist Bud Freeman, who collaborated with Benny Goodman, was born in Chicago, Illinois. Oh, we forgot the actor Ron Perlman. Remember, he was in Beauty and the Beast. He was the Beast, the TV show. He was born 1950. And then, on this day in music history, in 1965, the Beatles won their very first Grammy Award. And they took Best New Artist and Best Performance by a Vocal Group. So they got two. And it was all for A Hard Day's Night.
Hard Day's Night, yeah.
The record of the year at that time went to The Girl from Ipanema by Stan Getz. Ipanema, I can say it. But yeah, I mean, can you think about that? Two different songs. So, of course, we put A Hard Day's Night on here because, hey, we can never, get tired of the Beatles. Now, do you remember this song, Nancy? It came out in 1968. Bobby Goldsboro. His song Honey hit #1 in the U.S. where it stayed for 5 weeks. It's, the story of a man whose wife dies, and he reminded of her every time he looks at the tree she planted. I put this on the list. Some people really hate this song, but it's like one of those iconic, it's a classic.
Well, it is, and it's soft.
Yes.
So, and it's got a lot of emotion in it. So
to be number one for 5 weeks is pretty low.
If it disturbs you, it probably means something deeper to you than you think.
Oh my.
Ooh.
Well, we're going into the nature side of things with this. It's kind of where I was going with this, putting honey on there. Because in 1973, the Wailers, led by Bob Marley, released their 5th studio album called Catch a Fire. And they were kind of trapped in London when they did this, and they really didn't. They wanted to go home. And so they did it on their new label, Island Records. However, it made them international recording stars, Bob Marley and the Wailers, and put reggae music on the forefront. Catch a Fire was like the one. That was like the iconic one. And so the song I put on here on the playlist is Concrete Jungle. Just made sense because on this day in history, Rachel Carson's book Silent Spring was published.
Oh, that's
warning
great.
Everybody, and this was in 1962. 1962.
Yeah.
Saying, hey, we're really polluting the planet. You know, acid rain, all of that, and this actually led to the EPA being put into law. Thank you, Richard Nixon, of all people, for signing that law, establishing the EPA, which we still have to watch because sometimes people get paid off. Did I say that?
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, so today's quote of the day is from Rachel Carson, and it's very true. In nature, nothing exists alone.
Oh, everything's connected.
Absolutely. It also happens to be International Plant Appreciation Day today.
Cool, I like
so,
that.
So, you see where we're going with this?
Go plant something.
Well, that's the thing. Trees and plants all clean the earth. And we don't need to toxify them and do all kinds of pollutants to them. And invasive species, quite frankly, comes from us taking things and putting things where we shouldn't.
In the wrong places.
Yes, don't put things where you're not supposed to.
Well, alrighty then.
Yep. And when you go hiking, watch what you drag into the parks on your feet.
Yeah.
And your shoes, your backpacks, all of that stuff. So we're going to close today's show or music playlist with the song Rainforest by Steffi Moonlady and Dennis Hackler. Both were on the show with us with the album To the Universe. And it's one of the most beautiful albums, and it really is about protecting our planet. So I thought it made sense to put Rainforest on today, especially with Silent Spring coming out and it being International Plant Day. And now, I didn't make all this happen. See, here's another connection. The park of the day is, many people know, Nancy and I travel full-time documenting parks and public lands. And this is also our article. The article is by Eva Eldridge. She came out with us to Organ Pipe National Monument, Organ Pipe Cactus National Monument. This park is on the border of Mexico and the Tohono O'odham Nation, and it's in southern Arizona, near the border of California even, right? And it has all kinds of desert flora and fauna, but it also has organ pipe cactus. This is the only organ pipe cactus growing in the United States. You can find relatives related species, and some of it in Mexico, but this is the only place you'll see it growing naturally in its natural state in the United States. It is also, I do believe it's actually an international biosphere as well. For being so biodiverse. So check the article out. The link is in the show notes, or just go to nationalparktraveling.com and type in Organ Pipe Cactus National Monument. And the cactus does look like organ pipes.
Yeah, it does.
It really does. It's beautiful. This park monument was established on this day in history, in April 13, 1939. Thank you all for joining us here.
That's awesome.
It's an awesome day. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood in Lubbock.
Yes, it is.
Lubbock, Texas. It's beautiful. Spring is here. Let's enjoy the sunshine. Hopefully you're getting sunshine and good weather.
Go plant a plant.
Go plant a plant. Enjoy lunch. And hey, play some interesting music.